game coming up?
I'm good. It'll be a fun one. Obviously, last time we already played the Chargers, but I played the Rams last year in preseason, and that was a pretty good game. And I'm excited to play them again.
What's the feeling in the atmosphere in the locker room with just your wide receiver group?
Oh, it's great. I mean, we're all brothers. I mean, we've always been that way. So I'm sure you guys are wondering about Tay. I'm super happy for him. Sometimes people have to make decisions that's best for them, and I think that was one, and I'm super happy for him, and I'm excited to watch him play this week.
Trey, it might be unfair to say Taylor's a distraction, but in terms of everything surrounding the situation between us, the media, whatever's taking place with is it just sort of good to move past and get beyond everything now?
Yeah, I never really thought he was a distraction. Like I said, I know him as a person. I'm really close to him, so to me, it never really felt that way. I understand that you guys do your job, so it is what it is. But never felt like he was a distraction. And like I said, I'm super happy for him.
Trey, you talked while he was here about what a mentor he was to you, what a help he was in your development. Looking back now, any favorite moments or what's some of the best advice he gave you that are helping you going forward?
Man, that's I don't think I can answer that, but definitely a lot of memories. Like I always tell my coaches, it's not what you do, it's the people you get to do it with, and he was one of those guys. So we'll definitely have a lot of memories, and I know I'll hang out with him, off season and all that type of stuff. But that's a really good question. I mean, he's taught me a lot, and that's one of the things that I told him before, or after I talked to him. I said, I appreciate you because I feel like that I'm ready, to take that next step and to be who the expectations and also the expectations I have for myself. So I'm very appreciative of that.
He gave you a shout out in New York when he just talked to the media and said that big things are ahead of you beyond just your personal relationship. But what's it mean when a guy that's going to go down as one of the best receivers of his generation saw so much in you?
Yeah, I think it's just like I always say, like-minded people. I think that's why me and him really hit it off, and then obviously we got really super close because I think a lot of people say, you're around three people that work really hard, you'll probably be the fourth one. You're around three people who don't, you'll probably be the fourth one. So me and him, like I said, like mindsets, and just kind of value the same thing, even though he's way different in career-wise than I am. But he's taught me a bunch, and I'm excited to go out there and put it to show.
So everybody kind of knew this was coming, but to actually come in today and look over and his locker's gone, did that hit you?
It did. It made me a little sad, when I saw his nameplate gone. It definitely did for sure, because it's like one of those things you don't really want to believe it, but it's business and it's coming. But it's one of those things where that one hit me. I get him not being. He's doing treatment and not being out there on the field, but I'm always used to coming in here either seeing him or seeing his name tag, so that one will hit for a little bit.
You guys still have some really talented players in this receiver room. I guess how do you analyze what the room still has, what the position still has on this team with him gone?
Yeah, I mean, I like you said, we got a lot of unique skill sets, so I'm very excited for some guys who maybe didn't get a bunch of opportunities early in the season to kind of get some, like Christian Wilkerson is a guy. Obviously, you guys seen Alex Bachman last week as well, but some of those guys who bring different things to the table that we didn't have early in the season, they'll get to kind of showcase their skills, and it'll help us be a complete group.
Trey, speaking of people not on the field right now, Tom Brady is in the building. Have you had an opportunity to talk to him? What do you think he brings to this field? Obviously not as a player, but just in a ownership role.
Yeah, obviously he's a legend. I haven't got to talk to him yet, but very excited for him. In all honesty, I'm just excited to just kind of pick his brain on the football side. I mean, everything I've heard about him is super extreme, and it's pretty cool. So that's probably one of the first things I'm gonna when I get a conversation, ask him hey man, what was this? So, but that's pretty cool, and it's a great day for the Raiders.
I just wanted to ask you kind of what you took away from your experiences with Davante. What did you learn from him in the time that he was here?
Yeah, I mean, a whole bunch of stuff, just how it's kind of a slang, but to get it in, which means work hard. And that's just kind of one thing I've really valued about him is a guy who's a Hall of Famer. When he went out there on that field, he was getting it in, wasn't taking anything off. And to me, I'm a very hard worker, but to see a guy whose year seems like 50, but really year 11, to be out there doing that, and you see why he's great. That just really, like, my respect meter went way up, and that's before I knew, you know, who he was, other than others saying that he was Davante, but like really got to know him when I came in last year. But that right there, that's all I need to say, just because that's how you go about your business if you want to be great.
I'm sorry if I missed this. I was kind of on the outside end, but just what's been the collective message with this wide receiver group, and how you guys have kind of refocused now that this trade is over, and, you know, getting back to working as a collective group?
Yeah, like I told them, it was never a distraction to me. You know, I mean, except for the receiver group, because we are a super close-knit group, and like I understand, man, this is business. You know, like I'm super happy for Tay, like, you know, and so we never really looked at it as a distraction, just trade rooms and all that. Like, you know, it is what it is. You guys do your job as you should, but for us, we just stay focused and, you know, worried about the game that we're playing this week.
You talked about opportunities for other guys. I mean, the reality is opportunity for you too. I mean, that's how it is. So I guess, how do you feel about that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting, you know, but kind of going back on what I was saying earlier, that I thanked Tay to say that I was ready. Not saying that I wasn't last year, but obviously I got better as the season went on, and kind of towards the end of the season but like, I feel like, you know, obviously the expectations, you know, that are around me are to be this certain guy, and I feel like that I'm ready for that. So with him being gone, you know, obviously, you know, you play a few more snaps, and, you know, you might face a corner 1 or corner 2 versus a corner 2, corner 3. So, but like I said, I feel like I'm ready, and I'm not taking that very lightly.
So Sam Webb wanted to know about the work he was giving you at practice today.
He was holding, man. We can't have all those holding pennies on the defense. Pass interference.
Trey, speaking of practice, though, what's it like for you out there on a day like this, where you're technically WR1, you know, with Jacoby still healing up and Davante traded?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was so fortunate to have both of those guys. Well, obviously, Coach's still here, but Tay as well, to be able to, like, sit back and learn, but also be a leader in my own way, so that when a time like this comes, you know, it's just like, it's natural, and I step up to be, you know, not just like, oh, these guys are out, so I have to do that, but like, it's just kind of like naturally built because of the respect that I have from the other people in the receiving room, as well as these two guys, and obviously when he was here too. So for me, that's just kind of a trait I've always had growing up and stuff like that. So I just I am, you know, out there really going hard, doing everything, and, you know, setting the tone like he did.
Thanks, Trey.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.